Corruption and Mission Trips by Leah Rando and Gia Libby.
To summarize our research, we collected our data by viewing posts on Facebook or Instagram that were about mission trips. We then looked at these posts and analyzed the photos and captions. For example, we looked at the language they used or what was presented in the photo, like if they were asking for money for a missions trip by showing a photo of people in poverty from one of their other mission trips. We also found the post by searching specific hashtags on both Facebook and Instagram, and those included hashtag missionary life, hashtag teen missions, and hashtag mission trip. All the posts we used were publicly posted, therefore anyone in the world could look at them.
The methods we used on this were, was it Facebook or Instagram? Which hashtag was used? Was it a U.S. church? Was there a story of converting someone to the church's religion? Is the post advertising to raise money for a mission trip? Is the post advertising for people to join and go on the mission trips with the church? Is there capitalization used to emphasize the post? Or is there a picture or video of people in poverty? And what key terms does the post use to manipulate its audience?
Our data chart was too large to fit on just one singular slide. Therefore, we broke it up into two slides, and shown here is the first half of our chart. As you can see, 30% of the social media posts were from Facebook and 70% were from Instagram. The hashtag with the most posts that were easy to find was hashtag mission trip at 43.3%. Next was hashtag missionary life, 33.3%, and then hashtag teen missions at 23.3%. All but one of the posts for the churches that we found were for a United States church. Only one was a foreign country. It was interesting to see that 53.3% of the posts did not include a conversion story. We believe that this is due to the fact that when posting on social media, people try to keep their captions short and to one point only. Which is also why we believe that only 30% of the posts talked about mission trip fundraising and 70% did not. We believe that it was flipped around, so different posts focused on one singular thing. So a lot of posts would focus on one conversion story and not trip funding, and then a different post would focus on trip funding and not include a conversion story. Here is the second half of our chart. As you can see, there was a prominent amount of posts that included advertising to join a church or a missions trip, 73.3% of them to be exact. A small amount of these posts included capitalization to emphasize their point in their posts. And then the picture or video shown with the post, 98.3% of them had one that showed somebody in poverty or somebody struggling and exploited their life for their own personal gain. But then in turn, only 13.3% of those people who posted the picture or video actually mentioned the poverty or social disadvantage. Many of them just had the picture and then captioned it completely different from that stereotype. 63.3% of the posts did not mention traveling or fun. They didn't say, you get to travel and have fun as a way to lure people in to join their trips. Only 36.7% of the posts said that. And mentioning that you could go abroad and get a trip for very low price is very appealing to someone, which is why they mention it. But it was surprising to see that it was a lower number.
We conducted a chi-square test and found that there was a significant relationship between posts mentioning poverty or social disadvantages and advertising to raise money. The equation was x squared 1 n equals 30 equals 4.45 p equals 0.035. When poverty or social disadvantage was mentioned in the language of the post was more likely to also advertise to raise money for mission trips. We conducted another chi-square test and found a close significant relationship between posts involving a story about someone who converted to the church's religion and posts advertising to raise money for a missions trip. The equation was x squared 1 n equals 30 equals 3.09 p equals 0.079. Most of the time when they were asking for money, they are saying someone converted, but it is not a significant relationship.
Some improvements for this study would include a larger sample size so we can get more diversity in our answers and find more posts with different subjects in them. More quantitative questions. We didn't have many quantitative, most of our questions were qualitative, therefore these would help us with charting and coding and understanding more by numbers. And we would like to involve race somehow if we were to improve this study, because it strays a little bit from the race, and I think that involving it would create more diversity in our results. Our original hypothesis was to find out if various churches and religions utilize others' poverty to glorify their religion, as well as manipulate them into their religion. Surprisingly, we did not find much significant data to support this, if any at all. But again, we believe this is because when posting on social media, people tend to focus just on one small topic, keeping their captions to 1 or 2 sentences. And most of these topics were not specifically focused on the poverty of the people they were showing in the picture. They were focused on other topics as well.
All of the data we collected were from public posts on social media under the hashtags we previously discussed.